I just discovered this. It's mini four-wheel drive. If you haven't seen it, they're racing cars around a track, and there's a bunch of rules that they have to follow. Mostly the dimensions of the car, the weight of the car. There's also potentially rules for the battery and motors. And the cars go incredibly fast when people build them outside of those official rules. Now, they do all sorts of things within those rules to customize their cars in order to get them around the track faster. And one thing that it really stood out to me was they're using these high-quality tuned motors. Some of these motors are even banned. This chart here shows all the various motors that you can get from Tamiya and all the specifications for those motors. I was going to try the Ultra Dash, but it uses way too much. It's kind of a ridiculous amount of power consumption. So I went with the torque-tuned motor instead. So anyway, I got one of those. I installed that into an old Lego motor, and it is complete. So let's give it a test. I'll be testing these at 2.7 volts, and first let's go ahead and do the RPM test. And this is the Lego motor, and that gets 95 RPM at 2.7 volts. And here is the Tamiya motor, and that is showing 485 RPM at 2.7 volts. Now we'll do a torque test, and first is the Lego motor, and that is producing 52 grams of force. And next is the Tamiya motor, and that is producing 76 grams of force. Producing more RPM, quite a bit more, and also more torque means that this thing is producing significantly more power. But of course, it's going to be consuming a lot more electricity. As a matter of fact, you can see that the rating for this motor is up to 2 amps there. The maximum current draw for a Lego motor is 850 milliamps. So the Tamiya motor is producing quite a bit more power. However, that power's got to come from somewhere, so it's drawing more current, and that means that it's going to drain batteries quite a bit faster than a Lego motor. I think I'm pretty much okay with that, though, for most applications, so I look forward to using this thing in the future. Before you start taking apart all your Lego motors, keep in mind it can be really difficult to take them apart, even harder to get them back together perfectly straight. If you do want to do this, the thermistor needs to be removed because that'll restrict the amount of current going to the motor. And also, I think that by putting one of these motors inside of the Lego case, it's very likely going to overheat at some point. So probably shouldn't be used for long periods of time. Well, I guess that wraps it up. Thanks for watching.